Hey guys, this is Zach from Say What Zach here, doing another list video. So today, decided to do my favorite Stanley Cup Final matchups or rounds. I've been watching hardcore since 2008. I'd say hardcore. I've been watching since the late 90s though, overall. But yeah, definitely 2008 to present. I've been hardcore into it. So I'm pretty much gauging from 2008 to present favorite Stanley Cup Final matchups or rounds. Gonna do the top 6 of my favorites, starting with 2019. I really enjoyed last year's Stanley Cup Final with the Blues and the Bruins. It was nice to see a franchise get its first Stanley Cup. There's several of those on this list. I just enjoy seeing, again, new players, new faces getting that cup, getting the chance to raise it, new fan bases getting that feeling of winning a cup finally. I've lived through 4 Detroit Red Wings Stanley Cups. It was awesome. I've got to live in a city to see the Blackhawks win 3 Stanley Cups. That was also awesome. I mean, sickening at the same time because I'm not a big fan of the Blackhawks, but it was also nice to see the fans actually get to see that championship as well. But yeah, I just enjoyed it. The Layla story was awesome. Yeah, it was just an awesome 2019 Stanley Cup Final. I really enjoyed it, especially seeing the whole being dead last, all that fun stuff. Anyways. Number 2, which is another first franchise, 2018. So when the Washington Capitals beat the Golden Knights, and I believe it was 5 games, 6 games. I don't remember the exact number. I know it was 5 or 6 games. They beat them. Washington winning that Stanley Cup was awesome. That fan base finally got their Stanley Cup. Watching Ovechkin lift that cup and that elation and that happiness and joy as he's lifting the cup was just so awesome to see. You can tell that he's been needing that and wanting that monkey off his back of people criticizing him. Is he good enough? Does he deserve a cup? Is he a Hall of Famer? That's kind of gone by the wayside now that he's got his cup under his belt. And he was just so happy to win it. That was so awesome. You see a lot of some of these sports teams, especially like the New England Patriots, for example. Tom Brady, who wins a championship, he looks bored with it now. It's cool to see someone who's never won it finally lift that trophy and be like, yes, I finally did it. I reached that pinnacle. Thank God. It was cool to see that. 2018 was awesome to watch that. And also to see the Golden Knights go to the finals in their first season. That was an awesome storyline as well. Kitty commentaries here. If you can tell. Playing with the cats. Doing the cat wrangling right now. Number 3. Yeah. 2010.
You missed his face. You missed his face. 2010.
2010. So this is when the Chicago Blackhawks won their first Stanley Cup in, I think, 62 years it was at the time. It was a huge win for them. I wasn't a big fan of, I was cheering for Chicago. I wasn't a big fan of Patrick Kane getting that goal. But it was awesome to see a fan base finally get to experience a championship again in 62 years. It was long overdue for the Chicago Blackhawks, an original 6 organization. I was happy for them, for the fan base. Again, I knew some people that were Chicago Blackhawk fans, like hardcore fans, that finally got to experience that championship. 13 and 15 weren't as enjoyable because at that point it started to get a little ridiculous. But 2010, I did enjoy watching the Flyers and the Blackhawks play in the finals. Number 3, we're going to do 2000. Whoops. Overlapping. My bad. 2008 is my number 3. So 2008 obviously was the first year I really got back into hockey, where the Red Wings took on the Pittsburgh Penguins the first time and won the Stanley Cup. So I got to watch Chris Osgood kind of have a resurgence of his career, kind of one last hurrah before he kind of started to die out and retire in 2011. But I remember flipping through the channels when I first moved to Chicago and saw the first round against Nashville when Don Mikasa got pulled and Osgood went in. He didn't win that game, but he did come back and help them win that series and ultimately the Stanley Cup in 2008. So that was a really awesome kind of a resurgence into my love of hockey again. And again, like I said, Chris Osgood. So 2008 was an awesome year. I really enjoyed that year, watching the Wings go and win the Stanley Cup. So that was awesome. Next will be 2012. 2012, watching the 8th seed Los Angeles Kings go and win the Stanley Cup behind the amazing goaltender Jonathan Quick. Watched my top 15 favorite players. Marc-Andre Fleury is one of them. Jonathan Quick is one of them. Some of these playoff rounds are involving some of my favorite players. You can tell. But Jonathan Quick playing awesome goaltending against 8th seed against a 6th seed New Jersey Devils that nobody expected that matchup. Seeing Martin Brodeur get one more shot at that cup was awesome. So yeah, it was just an awesome overall experience, and I love the hat too. It's one of my favorite hats. It's the 2012 one, and 2008 is pretty nice too. But yeah, those were awesome. That was an awesome year to watch the Kings and the Devils go at it. Again, two teams that weren't really expected, and that's one thing I love about hockey sometimes, is just see a team come up and win cups, especially lately, that weren't really expected to. Again, the LA Kings were not expected to win that cup. The Blues, again, last year were not expected to. They were expected to be a good team. They didn't produce as well as they were supposed to, but then they get into the playoffs and win that cup on Unlikely Heroes. It was kind of one of those cool stories to see unlikely teams winning a cup or making it to the finals. That's what I like about hockey. You see that rotation a little bit more in hockey than you do in a lot of other sports. Baseball's been pretty good about it lately, though. So, anyways, getting into number one here. If you couldn't tell from the hat I'm wearing, 2016. So, you may be wondering why 2016 is my favorite one I've watched. Memory-based. So, I hate this hat. It's not a very nice hat. Don't like the Pittsburgh Penguins. Wasn't happy to watch them win it either time. But 2016 is my favorite memory for Stanley Cup final rounds because it was one of my favorite years living in Chicago. I got to watch and meet my one friend, Mary, who I still hang out with and talk hockey with today. We got to watch several of the games together of them taking on the Sharks, Penguins being them, at Giordano's Pizza downtown. I got to hang out with my friend Lydia, who's from the Ukraine. I got to hang out with her a lot watching that playoff round too. We went to a bar downtown, and Gordie Howe passed, and I remember getting red dye for our beer, so we had red beer while we were watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. That was an awesome experience. I remember just being down there having a good time with friends, watching that playoff run. As much as I didn't like seeing the Pittsburgh Penguins win, didn't like seeing Crosby get the MVP, all that fun stuff, that was my favorite Stanley Cup final playoff round since 2008. But yeah, those are the years. Let me know in the comments below which ones have been your favorite over the last, say, 10 years, 10, 15 years, whatever. It could be before 2008 if it was your favorite. I'm just going 2008 because that was kind of, my resurgence into the love of hockey. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what your favorite is. If you liked the video, give me a like and subscribe and a share. This is Zach, Stay with Zach, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.